struggling just because of my connection with Sarge and the rest of those guys.
Sure.
I kind of have a little
So
history,
you're biased.
so a little biased. Yeah, I'm a biased
caster.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I have to admit.
Those are great for broadcasts.
Yeah. Although I can't say that I'm that biased
well,
because I do have to respect
I will give you the
Nerve.
first bias question.
Okay.
When we go into our face-off.
Fantastic.
It's ready and waiting. Guys, how you doing? There we go.
There we go.
We got Sniper Food and Indy over here. Nerve, let's start with you guys. It was a pretty disappointing loss, I would say, going 0-3 against Simp the last time we saw you guys. But I was saying you guys played super aggressive, and it was kind of, you know, you could have taken it as, you know, you didn't really mind losing to them in the beginning. You knew you guys are basically guaranteed to go to Vegas. But what was going on in your mind? What was going on in your mind from that last series?
We're a little bit shaken by the loss. We were not planning to lose, but we did want to play. We did want to play it a little bit aggressive. It didn't work for us, so.
Gotcha.
Unfortunate there.
You know, obviously, a lot of times we judge the best teams by how they bounce back after these big traumatic times. Maybe I'm being over dramatic, but what have you done to prepare for this upcoming battle? Because it is against the second place team right now. You guys were tied in first. You're dropping. What does it mean to you for this next battle?
We haven't done anything extraordinary. Just the same regular stuff that we've been doing for all of our matches.
And Wreak Havoc, Sniper Food.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to mirror kind of Andre's question. And you guys also went 3-0, I believe, against Simp. So both Nerve and Wreak Havoc have been 3-0'd by Simp. Do you guys feel like if you meet them again in Vegas, you will be able to take them on? Are you guys going to be able to prepare for that?
Yeah, I'd like to say we would. If you look at all the matches too, they were really close. They were really, really close matches. You know, unfortunately, Simp did get the upper hand in most of them, but you know, should have won them. You know, and we've been preparing, and you know, I feel like we'll be a good competition against them in Vegas.
All right. What do you think you could attribute those minuscule details that might have thrown the match either way to?
I'd have to say just a little bit of hesitation. You know, if people would have done things a little bit faster, you know, that split-second decision, I think it would have gone a little bit better. It would have gone in our favor.
All right. Well, by going 4-1, you guys both secure your spots at least playoffs, and of course, at best, a trip to Vegas. I expect both of you guys to be there, honestly, as both your teams are definitely deserving to go to Vegas. You're definitely top 8 quality. We're going to go over to coin toss. I do believe that, let me just see, it is Wreak Havoc. You are higher seed. You go ahead and choose the coin toss.
We'll go tails.
Tails. And it is heads. Would you like to defer or pick map independent?
We'll defer.
So Wreak Havoc, your choice of map.
Let's go ahead and let's go with mines.
Mines and side? Indy?
We'll take south.
All right. So it's going to be mine south, ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen, good luck. Do you have any words to each other?
Good luck and look forward to the battles.
Thank you. Let's have a good game.
All right, guys. Well, good luck to both of you, and I'm for sure going to enjoy the battle.
Him somewhere. That is trained noob. Ammo rack. Wow.
Wow, that is a pretty big hit right there. Independent is coming up from behind, killing that T1 as the AMX 1390s are actually going for cap. Kind of crazy and audacious, but they still have shots, remember. MX 5100 Thighbane is coming back all the way. He will be able to get shot out. A big target for him as his side is facing everybody. Thighbane down to 60 hit points, and he will go down.
Psycho Kill on the hill is going to go down to Invade, but Marsh is reloaded, and Invade's going to try and get out as Unknown One and Khalees come in.
And Invade will go down right before that T69 dies, being played by Marsh, as you were saying, of course.
Explosive Brutality is now on cap. Unknown One returning. I believe he should have 1 or 2 shells. And Call Me Sarge attempts to go for Independent. Independent is not the target, though, that of importance, as 20 seconds remain on the clock.
That's right, 2 people on cap as we speak. Explosive Brutality now going to start to engage against Unknown One. Unknown One picking up a little bit of damage against that T1. And Looks like shots will be fired. Base is still under attack. 25 seconds. They've reset the cap on that AMX 1390, but not the 5100.
Unknown one puts one straight into the rock, not paying attention enough, and I do believe he is on reload now.
Yes, he
Khalees
is.
attempts to put out some damage on the cap, and there we go. That is going to be Nerve backing off with 30 seconds left on the match,
Yes.
on the battle.
But 24 to 17, there's not a tier 8 advantage just yet. They need to take out a little bit more in order for them to win. I think they just need to take out Independent, honestly, if they want to win it.
He is providing fantastic vision for the rest of Nerve.
Don't do this, Independent.
Whoa,
what?
he goes down. Explosive Brutality. Moving up for that shot. Fantastic job.
Oh!
Red
Okay,
Paradise
well,
goes down.
they're going to trade out. 2 seconds, 1 second left. They cannot get the 8-point advantage. It's going to go out to a draw, ladies and gentlemen, for the first battle between Wreak Havoc and Nerve. Really exciting. We'll be back with battle number 2 after this.
Welcome to Ruinberg. And look at that, a KV5 for Wreak Havoc. I wonder what they're
We've
going to do.
never seen this before.
Never.
Okay, so what we've seen for the last 2 battles, the KV5 goes out into, honestly, the Delta Village. It goes YOLO mode, and then the rest of the team goes for a very fast cap. But as you can see, I think Nerve is prepared for this. They've set up all the way in the western side. Now they have a 1390 all the way out in the Delta Village. I love what Nerve is doing. They're faking it. They're saying, hey, I have a 1390. I'm going to make sure that you see my 1390. You shouldn't be able to be scouted if you're really trying to go to the Delta Village. But instead, they say, okay, let's go ahead and show a 1390 out there. Let that KV5 get drawn out, and then when the rest of the team pushes out into the city or trying to cap, they have their whole team positioned there. Of course, Wreak Havoc knows that Nerve knows
They know.
that they know.
That they know. That they know.
So they're saying, okay, let's make it look like we're doing that with the KV5. And really, we're going for the Delta Village.
This is great. When I saw that KV5, I was like, I wonder what Wreak Havoc is
Yeah,
going to do.
right?
They're going to do the exact same thing again. Guess what? They're not. And it's great because we have Divane and Khalees waiting, just waiting for the rest of Nerve to see Call Me Sarge and maybe try and jump on him.
That is so funny.
This is funny. This is actually kind of cool because Wreak Havoc is depending on Nerve to know to attempt to predict that
That's
strategy.
right. And if you think about it, the lineups, the positioning that both these teams are taking, it's not they don't make sense, but the north side has such a nice jump on that Delta Village. The AMX 1390 being out there in the open just alone is a big, well, I shouldn't say big, but it is a risk that you take. You could be caught out with your pants down having only that AMX 1390 there. Let's say if they just went complete derp, fast cap, just 5 tanks over to the cap.
There goes Tevix right now as he is spotted by Indy, while Marsh and Train Noob go around the corner to finish him off. I don't believe, did they spot Unknown One? I wonder that. Did they?
I am not sure.
You don't know.
I don't see any spots on that side for Unknown One at all.
But
But now they are bugging out of there.
Yeah, this is a trigger for them to just push up into the Delta Village. Now, here's the thing though. Taking the city as north side, you still don't have that cap pressure nearly as much as if it was reversed. Really, the south side are the only teams we see pressuring cap nearly as much. There are some unique cases when the opposite is true, but it's not normal.
In just a moment, Lieutenant Carter does get spotted, and Vade's going to come on in as Call Me Sarge is actually taking a hit from somewhere.
Yeah, he's taking a hit all the way in the EF file. That's actually the scariest file that you have to be careful for. The KV5 though has a lot of hit points. It is the Zangief of World of Tanks tier 8s.
Yeah, it just has so many hit points.
So many
Just
hit
so
points.
many hit points. And it's 1780. What's the IS-3 have, man?
1500.
That's right, and that's a huge difference. That's a whole hit from a tank.
Yeah.
On top of that, the armor is fantastic with the exception of one absolutely massive cupola for the Radio Man, whose life is pain. His entire life is pain. Yes.
If you train a KV5, do not expect to have a very high level Radio Man. It's
Yep.
not going to happen, guys.
He will die so many times you can't use a kit on him. And if
Yeah.
you do burn your kit on him, he's going to just die again.
Oh, unfortunate. Super out of position. I can't believe Wreak Havoc isn't defending against a cap like this. It's kind of crazy, but there's really, really nice screen for this cap pressure. 2 tanks on cap as we speak, and all tier 8 tanks, or 4 tier 8 tanks, are going to be screening this cap.
They're just going to unload it. Sarge, he's down to 160. One more hit. Sarge, can you live? Probably not.
Down he goes as they are up 8 tier points as we speak, 41 to 33, and only 9 seconds away from removing that cap. Now Invade's gonna come in here with this 1390. Guess what? He's gonna get blown up so fast. One hit point! And he's not able to stay alive, but he does reset the cap. Still, this is what we're talking about. When you have that cap pressure, it forces these bold moves that just will not pay off in an engagement. There is a counter cap going, though. One tank is on cap. That's the tier 1, as the rest of the team just starts to engage.
Yeah, although it does look like Red Paradise is going to be forced to return to base as the rest of Nerve begins the push to try and finish this fight.
Yep. They're really going to rely on Red Paradise to take him out, that tier 1 out. Of course, it's going to be very easy. Tier 8 against tier 1.
And
no problem.
This
Nerve,
fight goes to Nerve.
Yeah, Nerve
It
is
just does.
gigantically far ahead. 40 to 17. That is 2 tier 8s against all 5 still. And down another tier 8 goes. Unknown 1 will take out, or excuse me, Psycho Killer will take out Unknown 1. Now Red Paradise taking out Snipe for food. Stopping the cap, Thybane is the only person left on Wreak Havoc. And he's going to be surrounded momentarily.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time. Smash. Psycho Killer likes ramming people right now.
Why wouldn't you?
It's just
Everybody
fun.
has controlled impact.
Yeah. And if you are heavier, it does help.
Yes, it does. Nerve will take the second battle of this match. When we come back, battle number 3. Group kill.
Yeah, so on Wreak Havoc's side, we have 2 5100s, 2 IS3s, and T69.
And the same thing for Nerve. So mirror lineups for both teams.
This is pretty common.
Yeah, this is the most conventional thing we've seen, and we always say we love it. We love it so much because both teams have the ability to do the same exact thing. How do they utilize their positions? How do they utilize the map to favor one or the other? Oh, don't run into me.
It's
Gosh.
okay. I got it out of the way.
Watch where you're going, Thybane.
So rude.
Anyway, the north side is Nerve, who is up 1-0 in this series. Remember, its first to 3 points will end the series altogether. But it stops at battle number 5 no matter what, unless you're tied. If you're tied, then it'll go into overtime. First person, first team to get a match, or get a battle win, will win the match.
I always get confused with that. I keep saying it too. I keep saying battle and match, mixing it all up. Yeah. It's
I will never be able to get used to it.
yeah.
I'm used to it.
Okay.
5 battles equal 1 match.
Okay, Clutch. I'm going to call
Overachiever.
you out
You
one
know
day.
what I'm not used to
What?
is these people that are going uphill. It's
Well, I'm used to it.
It's not too uncommon. However, I don't think a 5100 is the best choice. You know, you're,
no, we've seen a slight shift in the meta when it came to this map. In the qualifiers, we saw a lot of hill play, but with the more established teams, we haven't seen that much. But now with the Cazadores, I've seen a little bit more hill play out of them at all the teams, but also throughout the season, it's been, hey, let's not take the hill, let's not take the hill, let's counter that. But that's probably going to shift in the future as well. Greetorp, you mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, you know, personally, I love hill play, but you're going to have this back and forth motion of, you know, in the metagame, hill play is going to be very, very common. And then it's going to switch around and just straight up 5-line, 6-line pushes or even tank alley pushes will be very common because people are reading, hey, you're taking hill, let me take advantage of this, knowing that if I bring my 5 tanks anywhere on the map, I'll have the advantage because you're committing to get that hill. And remember, the hill constitutes a lot of spatial intelligence. It tells you what's going on in the D line like crazy. That's very, very nice. It tells you what's going on in the G line like crazy. That's very important if you want to be that aggressive or even defensive team.
And actually, right now, we're seeing huge movements out of both teams. Nerve, having lost their T1, has decided to move west and try and take control of a place they know is safe. They had a T1 over there, so he's verified the safety of the region. Wreak Havoc's going to take up a strong defensive position out there, having lost their eyes. And it looks like Wreak Havoc is going to go southwest, Nerve northwest.
Wow, so both of them are going to meet up. I think Wreak Havoc will take a more defensive posture, but I feel like this is unnecessary. Still, they're just playing a very comprehensive style. They have that one tank on top of the hill. They've noticed, hey, we didn't really run into anybody. So where are those tier 8 tanks? They're probably in the northwest. Let's go ahead and defend against potential pushes because, hey, they have a lot of positional advantages on us, and right away they're going to be spotted out. Now, what does Nerve do in this position? They've been spotted out. Do they keep committing? I think so.
You can't back up at this position, and it's faster to go forward. Khalees does take a few hits out here. They're snaking shots right underneath and through the trains as the rest of Wreak Havoc is going to rush to try and get into position.
Those AMX 5100s are going to have a very difficult time connecting with those shots. They're tough shots to make, especially with the two IS-3s that are kind of overlapping shots, so that makes it even more difficult. Explosive Brutality and Psycho Killer have been knocked down to about half life. The two IS-3s have taken a couple of shots as well. Over on the other side though, Wreak Havoc, the only person that's taken damage is Khalees, but he's been prioritized pretty nicely.
Khalees is down to rather low health, and just call me Sarge. His battle buddy is Unknown One. They've put out one very solid hit on Explosive Brutality. Oh, Snipe for Food and Indy on the other side of the map are fighting out on
They're
cap.
going for the 2v1 right now. And how are they going to do? Snipe for Food down to 24 hit points. So Indy can 2v1 this, sort of.
Snipe throws out a few shots.
Oh! Independent will go down. Snipe for Food down to 21 hit points. So nicely done by him. And it looks like cap pressure will be relieved.
But Train Noob is back at base.
Yeah.
He's going to ram Snipe for Food.
And
Nice shot.
this is scary because all the tier 8s now know this. They're pushing up, saying, hey, that T69 will have 2 shots by the time he comes in. Let's go ahead and push on all of these tanks. Explosive Brutality will be taken out pretty soon. He's going to get rammed by Call Me Sarge. Nicely done, not wasting a shell in that IS-3. 390 alpha damage. That's a lot. Lechero down to 34 hit points. Only one more shot, and he goes down. Thybane now lining up on Psycho Killer. He will go down, and Trade Noob is going to come late to the party and say, where is everybody? They're all dead.
Oh, very sad. And now he's just going to have to try his best, little buddy. But guess what? 32 points.
Little buddy, that's condescending, bro.
Little buddy. He's little next to Sarge and his big, mean Russian IS-3.
Oh, Sarge is mean. He's coming in here, and that is why you call him Sarge. Down to 38 hit points. The last T69 on the side of Nerve will be taken out momentarily, and that will tie up the series. Wreak Havoc now 1 up. It's 1-1 apiece. When we come back, battle number 4 between these two second-place teams. This battle will determine who seizes the advantage. Over here on steps, we already have an engagement. We'll look at the
tanks in just a second, but
Yeah,
I
in a
want to
little
see if Tevix goes down, as he's going to go to the same rock as Explosive Brutality.
So this is a terrible position for Explosive Brutality
Yes.
to be in. He's all the way pushed up. Tevix has proxy spotted his opponent, and he cannot poke out to shoot out Tevix so they can back up.
Yes. This is an amazing position if the enemy does not go there.
Yeah.
Because of the bush cover all over this rock. Explosive Brutality was just counting on his opponent's Wreak Havoc to not put someone here, but now that there's a T1, is a T1 locking down a tier 8. Now, another important thing is Wreak Havoc needs to actually cover their T1. Explosive Brutality does not know that Wreak Havoc is ignoring Tevix and leaving him all alone. Nobody here beside him.
Invade will be spotted out here momentarily, but still, as you can see, a pinned piece, only by a T1, a pinned piece. Now, some of the things that you can do with this is you can actually try to just get an engagement knowing that the AMX 1390 will be a little bit slower to the engagement. You can try to isolate explosive brutality and just kill him off immediately. Get a good surround on him, maybe get a good shot on him where you can't take shots, although it is still very, very difficult. And here we have it, Wreak Havoc going all the way around, knowing that keeping that T1 there will maintain that AMX 1390 in that position. I love what we're seeing so far.
And on the other side of the map, Sniper Food did get spotted for a moment, so I decided to try and follow him. Who is the red nerve tank in the field? What is that? That's about G3. Golf 3.
G4.
G4?
Come on.
I'm sorry, I just glanced down. He's at a... Yeah, okay, that should be it. Yeah.
It's because they're numbers, and I can't stand when numbers are wrong.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're here to correct me, Andre.
Yep. Me too.
Who is that? That is a 1390?
No, that
That is a 1390.
is
That's
it.
Red Paradise?
Oh yeah.
Ah, that would be why he spotted out Sniper Food, and Sniper Food did not spot him.
All right. Well, tier 8s have been established to be on the west side. Wreak Havoc is going to go ahead and push out here. And what does that mean? Is that AMX 1390 over in E7 still going to stay there, or is he going to poke out and try to attack? They still haven't seen if all tier 8s are out, so he doesn't know if it's theoretically correct to make a move like that, so he's still going to stay dormant.
Well, the problem is for Explosive Brutality is he can't move except for in the exact position he is. There was a rock added in a recent update to Steps that protects Explosive Brutality from flank shots in the position where Unknown One, Call Me Sarge, Khalees are. In a previous patch, he would have been taking shots already, but luckily, he is more protected due to the position, due to this little added rock. Shots are going to hit, and Explosive Brutality does expose his backside. Oh, and the side of his turret, Explosive Brutality. There is a way to protect yourself, and that is probably by going all the way around.
Honestly, maybe it's just by killing Tevix right now and stopping the spot. A lot of damage being done to Explosive Brutality, down to 282 hit points. Just one or two more shots, most likely 2 shots from these tanks will go ahead and kill them. Yes. Oh, let's go ahead and bring up the lineup so you can see exactly if it is 2 shots. T69s, AMX 1390s, definitely going to be 2 shots. T69s and AMX 1390s won't be able to get that super, super lucky roll, but 5 AMX 1390s over on the side of Nerve. This is insane. We saw Nerve do this previously, and it didn't work out.
I definitely say I prefer a 3 T69 and 2 1390 setup.
Yeah.
It's flexible enough, and it brings a lot more firepower and a little bit more health. The little bit more health isn't a huge deal, but you know, health, it helps. And with 1390s rolling around, missing shots, the less health you have, the less shots they have to connect, the more room for error those 1390s
You know,
have.
I used to love 1390s on these open area steps, Prokhorovka, etc., even Runeberg to an extent on the east side, but I'm starting to not love them nearly as much because of their inaccuracy.
You have to give a little bit of that to the drivers. I don't think most 1390 drivers are as disciplined with their tank as they need to be. And they make mistakes like firing on the move when they should not depend on that shot to connect, and misjudging the number of shells they can waste before getting into 100% hit range.
But even so, I feel like the idea of an autoloader on a super fast, nimble tank is counterintuitive, and especially with that terrible aiming. What it says is, yes, you're a fast tank. You have the ability to be very fast and whip around the map. But to actually get a good shot off on your opponent, you need to settle and you need to aim.
Yes.
And that is exactly the weakness of the AMX 1390. As soon as you settle, you aim. Guess what? T69s aim a lot faster and more accurate than you.
However, something that with the recent patch that I found is more useful is you can slow roll your tank. Go into hit R once, go into first gear, and just slow roll. So you're going very slowly while you wait for your shot. Your gun will get settled enough.
Oh, Independent called out big time. He's going to go down. Unknown One will be the one that takes him out. Brutal mistake. Already Nerve is down. Full tier 8 tank.
And Unknown One getting Diebane as well.
Nicely done.
Fantastic positioning out of Unknown One here.
Yeah, these 1390s are really running circles around their opponent. They've been very, very patient. I've been watching a lot of Wreak Havoc on this side, and they actually did not land their first 4 shots they fired. But after their reloads for their autoloaders with their full clips, and I'm sure they're going to reload again because they're not in the engagement, they've been landing their hits, and that's been a huge difference so far.
Yes, that is uncharacteristic of most 1390s. If they keep hitting these hits, I might throw on a little stamp of approval, say, you know how to drive your 1390, you know how to shoot straight, not wasting shells. If you waste shells with 1390, you are just, there's something you're doing wrong, and it needs to be corrected. Nerve.
Yeah, but you also have to realize the limitations of the
Yes.
1390s as well. Don't be too hard on yourself, guys.
Don't be hard on yourself, but it's room to improve. A 1390 that
For
makes
sure.
all of his hits. Oh wow! Didn't even get to jump over to snipe it for food in time for him to just go down to Red Paradise,
Yeah.
who is going to make a counter push in response to Wreak Havoc's destruction of 2 Tier 8 tanks. This is going to be difficult for Nerve to come back from, but it's possible on an open map like this.
Now, you were talking about 1390s. What were you talking about? Oh, making shots. I would say if you make all your shots in the 1390, you're playing it wrong.
Playing it wrong.
Playing it wrong.
Playing it because you're assuming that they are sitting still camping. Is that?
No. Well, yeah,
I'm
it
just
could be that. It's because you're zeroing out every shot for the most part.
If you land
It's-
60% of your shots all the time, you land them every time. That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
I think I know what you're going for, though.
what I'm trying to say is you're not shooting enough.
You can be shooting enough. Well, as a 1390, you get close enough to the point where even though you're on the move, you will not be missing the shots like that. And that is how you. And what happens is you also maybe take 1 or 2 shots from a distance. Stop.
Don't get me wrong. Theoretically, I agree
yeah.
with you. That's the most optimal way to play it out.
Yes.
But I don't think you'll ever get that situation consistently.
Well, here's another thing. Think about a 1390 versus a 1390 in a 1v1 fight.
Okay.
If you are moving as a 1390 and you do not stop and you try to fire on the move, and you're against the 1390 who decides to stop, the 1390 who decides to stop will be able to connect all of his shots, but he will have to move his body every time he wants to meet the strafing of his enemy 1390. It's a very difficult situation because the 1390 that stops has accuracy, but the 1390 on the move, if he closes the distance and begins strafing, will have an advantage due to the fact that he will outmaneuver his enemy's ability to turn.
Oh, there's
just
a higher
his turn.
miss rate.
Yeah, higher miss rate there because the guy sitting still will probably miss 1 or 2 shots.
Yeah.
Simply because he has to shoot a target going at the fastest speed around him.
No, I get that, but at the same time, it's well, first off, like 1v1s are
It's very strange.
completely different.
Yes,
than
but it's
how they interact over here. And I'm saying, on a map like Steps, do you really think of the best engagement? You're
Yeah.
saying you want to be close, you want to be mobile, you want to be strafing around your opponents. Well, if you're bringing a 5 AMX 1390 lineup, how can you really substantiate that? You only have 1,100 hit points for each tank. That is not that much, as opposed to a T69 who has 1 to 2 more shots over an AMX 1390.
20 seconds left in the match, and here's a push from Nerve to attempt to regain
They have to.
their points here.
They have to. I like the timing, too. They're able to get all 6 shots out, but not anymore. It's already down to 10 seconds, so they're going to try to chase down Invade, but it doesn't look like they'll be able to get there fast enough. Red Paradise will go down, and that makes the advantage even higher. Wreak Havoc will take it 40-18. Ladies and gentlemen, that puts them up 2-1 in the series. When we come back, battle number 5, match point. Two AMX 5100s and 3 T69s over on the side for Wreak Havoc.
And 2 5100s, an IS-3, a T69, and a 1390 for Nerve. Interesting lineup out of Nerve, wouldn't you say?
Much more flexible, I would say, in that they have the ability to do a lot of things. Like they can put pressure. They have a nice lineup of tanks. Of course, that AMX 1390 definitely helps out a lot with just being that active scout. But
And highly mobile damage.
yes,
Do not
that's
forget
true.
that.
And on a map like this, it would definitely help. It's a lot easier to go around a corner and then hide behind a corner if you're that AMX 1390, and then you can do those stop shots where you just get and line up the correct shots.
Snipe for food here was going to go up to the Abbey, but he was spotted out. He spotted Red Paradise in the 1390, and it looked like Red Paradise was going to go in for the kill, And Sniper Food has now thrown himself off the hill and is in a very interesting position. He cannot be approached except by someone else who goes up to the Abbey. And he's got a little bit stuck, as it is difficult for his tank to maneuver. T1 Cunningham, not having all that much engine power, is just going to kind of fall down the hill, destroying people's houses and livelihoods.
How dare he?
Yes. He has destroyed not one, not two, but three houses.
3 houses. He's a homewrecker.
Yeah.
That's what the reference is too,
Yes.
right? Homewreckers.
Well, I kind of. I think I think that would have to be.
Sniper Food is very handsome too.
Yes.
That was the name of a giant burrito homewrecker.
And Moe's.
That is disgusting.
Moe's. It's huge, man. The
I ate
huge
2 of them
burrito.
one time.
You ate 2 of them?
Yep,
How did you eat 2 homewreckers?
I did it.
That's
Yeah, I
Deal with
heard
it.
that is disgusting.
2, and a complimentary plumber comes too. All right.
Roto Rooter.
Wreak Havoc, just completely on the eastern side. Now, conventionally, we see a lot of these teams going to the west side. There's very nice defensive positions all the way in the B3 area and also the H3 area, where a lot of teams choose to just camp out. Instead, going to the east side is very unconventional, but Nerve has already identified what has happened. Now, what does Nerve do with this positional advantage?
I'd say they have most of the map control, so at this point they could pressure out maybe the Abbey. I know we have who was that for Wreak Havoc in the Abbey? That is Sniper Food, right?
Yes.
Sniper Food is up near the Abbey. I'd be trying to get rid of him, and it will be iffy, but I believe with Red Paradise in the 1390, he could probably be squirrely enough to kill Sniper Food, as he's going to get a little aggressive. And maybe if he pays attention to Rubble getting destroyed by Sniper Food, as he may get a little aggressive in the Abbey, which he may wisely not. If he goes in the Abbey, he's not going to get his team any intel that they can capitalize upon with damage.
Okay.
They'd only be able to respond to it by adjusting position, then maybe getting damage. But if Sniper Food spots someone in the Abbey, this won't do anything for his team. So it will be wise for him to just peek in and out of here.
He's trying to do the Mac G effect.
Yes.
Welcome
well,
to hell.
He should go Mac G, but his team needs to be closer by. Mac G's attack on Abbey was interesting, only in that it distracted the enemy from the real fight happening over in C3.
Sure.
But that won't happen this battle. Oh, Sniper
Marsh.
does spot Marsh, and Marsh is not quick enough to react to Snipe. Will slip into a defilade here. I don't know if he can stay completely safe. Marsh may be able to get the shot in a moment. I believe Snipe will go into the spot. He misses it. Marsh not
It's okay.
capitalizing on the window.
No, I like it. I
You like
it.
it?
Yeah. A lot of times, this happens a lot in StarCraft, and of course I was playing professional in that game, and whenever I see some sort of food out there, and I'm like, hey, I think I can kill him, I always have to realize, hey, I'm playing also at the very high level. I have to be careful, because they can't just have that out there and a unit or, you know, a trap not being sprung. That can be just a position where he
Psycho
goes
kill
for
at
the shot,
T69.
and then there's a big attack or something like that. So I don't hate it completely.
All right. I could see that.
You know, like if my opponent is playing super comprehensive, I know that they will not let something like this happen.
Yeah, Sniper Food narrowly avoiding getting killed by Psycho Killer.
Calculated.
Yes. Calculated or frantic. He did a good job there.
Hey,
of
being
escaping.
frantic doesn't mean you're not
Yeah,
calculated. It
it's
just
not
means
like you
you're doing it
squirrel
fast.
in though.
Yeah.
Squirrel, obviously, I'm referring to squirrels.
Squirrels.
Yeah, squirrel tag, squirrel in. I'm not actually
The
saying those
scurries.
players are. Yes,
Yeah.
the scurries.
The scurry. A scurry is a group of squirrels, and we can call them the scurry. Scurrying so hard. Although this is Wreak Havoc, who are not wreaking all that much havoc. They're wreaking.
They're wreaking defense, which is what
Yeah.
they need, but now they've spotted somebody to the north in the Alpha 4 quadrant and in the
Ooh,
Beta.
nice shots on Red Paradise.
Beta,
so far.
what have you done? Bravo 2 and 3 quadrant.
Ooh, explosive brutality takes a hit, goes down to 1158. I've known one. Nice shot. That's 500 meters.
Yes, sir.
Not as hard after 8.6 to make those shots. Before, I would have said fantastic shot, but now it's just good shot.
Fantastic shot.
Just good shot.
Fantastic.
Good shot. Unknown one. You're good at your tank. No,
Just kidding, of course.
can't shut me up.
I will never kill.
I talk too much.
Your talk is probably one of the most important things on this broadcast. You know why? When you talk, everybody learns.
Knowledge is power,
Knowledge is power.
and knowing
Ding.
is half the battle.
Yes.
Oh, there goes Snipe for food, and there's some knowledge lost in the battle. Very unfortunate
He
for Wreak
lost
Havoc.
power.
Yes? In his tank.
He has less knowledge.
Much less knowledge because T1s are knowledge. They equal knowledge.
All right, well, another T1. Tevix is approaching the cap right now of his opponents, and he will not try to cap out. There is a T1 over there. Ooh, who went down? Independent will fall by unknown one. So evening things out, losing less power as knowledge gets removed from the game.
It will even out, and Lieutenant Carter gets spotted by Tevix on the other side of the map.
Yeah, T1 battle.
T1 fight. Lieutenant Carter is going to back up into K45, where he will be safe in order for Tevix to get in and begin engaging.
Oh, but
on
now the
Lieutenant
real
Carter.
engagement is going to start as
Ah, it will.
we have more of Nerve converging on the position of Wreak Havoc. Remember, if Wreak Havoc draw this battle out, it's still a win for the overall match series. This is tied to, both teams are in second place in the Bravo division or the Beta division. So it
Bravo.
behooves
It is the Bravo division.
the Beta division, it behooves Nerve to attack into their opponents. They just need the right engagement.
Indeed. It's very difficult to get that, though, with the positioning
Yep.
out of Wreak Havoc.
Yeah,
It's
they're all grouped up in Beta 7.
in,
It's very difficult.
in Bravo 7, they are grouped up, although they are in kind of a
And-
low ground. I'd say, oh,
Ooh.
push is going to begin.
Yeah, nice alpha onto the AMX 5100, but only one shot was able to connect. Call Me Sarge, remember, has that nice crossfire as soon as he
Across
steps
the
up.
way. Red Paradise does get taken down to 5 health, but the real fight then begins elsewhere as a Train New goes down 352.
Yep, Call Me
Shot.
Sarge is going to be able to get off shots on that T69 that's approaching, trying to help out, but good crossfire from Wreak Havoc. Are they able to really make anything of it? Still 41 points apiece. And
Diebane
that-
is at full health, though. That is going to be huge in this fight if Diebane were to just push in.
Yeah.
But here comes Psycho Killer at full health. He's going to take a hit,
Ooh.
but then there goes Trained New.
Yes, sir. And remember, Thiebane, he knows this is the last battle. He should actually release all of his clip and then be the most gigantic wall that you've ever seen. He's not doing that. Thiebane is trying to block a couple of shots, but it's being unsuccessful at this point. Unknown One is down to 349 hit points. They're going to try to ram Psycho Killer. He has 14 hit points left, but everybody's clipping right now.
Although, look, off in the distance, Call Me Sarge is coming to the rescue.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, da, da.
And Marsh lining up a shot. He was able to take out a tier 8 tank 25 to 17. The check mark is over on Nerve's side. So Call Me Sarge is going to even things up 17 and 17 apiece. Call Me Sarge now has to stop any
but
of
a
this from happening.
bounce. And Red Base,
Yeah.
though, is under attack on the other side
It's
of the map.
okay.
Everyone, Tevix did kill. That was...
It's not
in-
enough time.
Oh,
It's
the
not enough
time.
time. 34 seconds left in the match. There's a minute and 14 seconds left on that timer. So they're going to keep trying to drill through. Wreak Havoc, remember, has one low hit point tank, but also Red Paradise is really low. Down goes. Who is that? That was Thiebane. Thiebane's going to be, or excuse me, yeah, Thiebane is removed. And he's trying to get Red Paradise, but he just cannot. Call Me Sarge is in a tough position.
Getting face-hugged by an IS-3, a T-69 is going to have a lot of trouble with that
Yeah,
one.
and that's going to do it. It's going to tie, or excuse me,
No.
it's going to, well, Nerve is going to win it. It's going to tie out. That means we go into overtime, ladies and gentlemen. Really, really nice heads-up play by Nerve. Let's see how they're able to do it as we move over to battle number 6 of overtime. Prokhorovka can feature some very aggressive play, but we're not going to see that over here. 3 T-69s for Wreak Havoc and 2 AMX 1390s. And what do you know? Same thing on the other side.
And mirror matchup as both 1390s for Wreak Havoc invading Kazo do go for opening scout runs, not highly aggressive. Nice air out of Invade as he jumps over the tracks, not even touching him. Very cool. Lieutenant Carter does get spotted out. That was a potential right there for an early T1 kill, but Wreak Havoc is not in position to capitalize on that. It does look like for Wreak Havoc that their enemies are in the west.
Yes, sir. You have to be careful with that hang time because it's normally not a good idea. Let me tell you, not in World of Tanks.
You could damage yourself,
You
but
could
it looks like
damage-
Invade had just the right amount of hang time in just the right place.
You don't know how many times I've heard Mr. Bitter saying, "I lost my driver."
Yeah, but he falls off cliffs often,
Yeah.
and
He's like root kill times 10.
yeah, he does that all the time. That one mistake you guys saw me make today with driving, that I'd rarely make.
Yeah.
That is
Rare.
bitter all the time,
Okay.
all the time.
Rarely make.
Rarely. I learned from my mistakes.
Okay.
When physics came out,
Uh-huh.
I fell off all sorts of cliffs. I was just going everywhere. I was like, I can do stuff I used to do, right? No, that scout run doesn't work anymore, Rootkill, because you fishtail and then you go spinning off of the X hill into Y tank and die.
Yes. X hill, Y tank. Not
Yes.
good.
Any hill into like I spun off into a mouse once. I died instantly.
No bueno.
It's very bad.
Call Me Sarge will take the first couple hits, or actually one hit, as no real engagement has happened. The west side has been taken by Nerve. This is something that we have come to expect, just because the west side, they don't have the best entrances over onto these. I mean, they can cross the train tracks, but when it comes down to it, they have to run a huge open field. They can give up a lot of position because of that. So it's generally not too great. There's a lot less position that you can go to directly after you cross over the east. That's why they choose to go west. And the south side, much closer to the east. So it just makes sense. Logic.
Yeah. Although it's very odd that Prohorovka gets broken up into a west versus east kind of fight, because the design separates the map north to south. It's got a hill in the middle, designed to split north and south. The buildings, the town, little village, over in EF 7 and 8. It's so well designed to split the map like that for 15 players that when you put 7 on here, it changes it up so much, because then they decide to break it up into the only choke points, which are, of course, the train tracks. So it becomes east-west.
Yeah.
And it's different. It's just so different from what most people expect and understand from pub matches.
That's
And-
right.
And it has to be translated.
And in this 742 format, where, again, you don't have a lot of tanks, but it's covering the same amount of area, that's why the positioning is so important. And that's why center control, a lot of times we talk on these maps, is so important, because center control gives you the ability to move around the map as fast as possible and get shots on those areas. And especially on Prokhorovka, when you're on top of that hill, yes, you're a big target, but at the same time, you're the one that's able to take a lot of shots. And if you get good hold down position with those T-69s, with their depression, you can do a lot of damage against your opponents.
Look at this trained noob and his battle buddy, that is Psycho Killer, do get spotted, and damage is going to come out. I think Lieutenant Carter does get spotted elsewhere, and Invade plus Kazo take him down, but Invade's going to take a hit from somewhere in the middle. I don't know who hit him.
Yeah, good punishing, though. Invade, obviously, was risking it a little bit, trying to kill that T1, and he does get punished with that shot. Khalees in the T-69 all the way down to 637 hit points, and Call Me Sarge at 857. So again, a lot of Wreak Havoc hit points is being removed from the game already 5 minutes into it.
Yeah, but there are eyes knocked out for Nerve, so
Yes.
they do have the advantage in that sense. Lieutenant Carter is down, so North control does go to Wreak Havoc. They have control over their enemy's cap. They could remove their T1s from the south, move them up to the north, begin an engagement, possibly come out on top and finish this one out. Nerve, however, taking advantage from health, could push a fight.
Yeah.
And using that, if they can start it on proper terms, especially with Khalees now to 637 health, they could. That's their point where victory could
Yeah,
happen.
that's priority number 1. 3 shots and you're dead, basically.
But
from any
Psycho
of these
Killer
tanks.
does get spotted, and that means that blows the cover for this attack, as 4 tanks for Nerve are spotted, and Wreak Havoc is putting guns on position. They're ready for this push.
T-69s are getting ready. As you can see, they're going to have very, very tiny reticles facing their opponents, where Nerve has to cross the train track still. And even so, it's so hard for them to do that. So it looks like just complete Eastern control, or Western control, is going to be taken by Nerve. They're playing this out really nicely, not going ahead and pushing over the hill. There's no need to.
And then here we
They
go.
can screen and then have their T1 start capping.
Well, here's a problem for Wreak Havoc. They let their T1s stay and die in the south. I think they probably should have pulled them out when they realized there was a push coming.
Yes.
And
Yes, I agree.
there was a chance to lose them, but you were going to lose them anyway, leaving them in the south like that. And then on top of that, not punishing Nerve for killing your T1s.
Yeah.
Because of the kind of attention that they attract just by existing. So Marsh has now gotten 2 kills.
Yeah, Marsh and Invade will spot each other out as well. What's going on with Independent? He's hanging super far back. I don't know why he's hanging this far back.
I don't really understand that either. I think he wants, I don't know. He's moving. I can see that much. I can see that Independent's moving. He's probably going to try and get flank spotting. And if he can get flank spotting, it will indicate to Nerve where they need to engage. Although it looks like Nerve has a pretty good idea already of the layout from Wreak Havoc.
Call me Sarge. He's going to start trading out, and unfortunately, a lot of Wreak Havoc is out of position. Call me Sarge down to 88 hit points, but a nice screen from Unknown One. Going to take a couple hits. Call me Sarge will unload a lot of his clip, but he's going to go down alongside with Unknown One. Both of them just got blown up way too fast, and now Khalees, he was already low. Now he's going to be even lower, actually all the way into the ground as he gets blown up. Very swift and decisive for Nerve.
Yes.
Wow. Remember, Nerve was down. Nerve was down 2-1.
There's a chance here, though, for them to come back. Kazo is fully loaded, has not been in the engagement, and Explosive Brutality, I believe, is reloading. He should only have maybe less than 10 seconds left on his clip.
Yep.
But Kazo's going to have all the free time in the world to unload on him, and he's going to miss a shot.
Yeah, and that shot needed to be taken. It looks like the T1 will be cleaned up here. But Kazo losing out, not killing that tier 8, means that Wreak Havoc is still 8 tier points behind. If they're able to clear out Explosive Brutality, then they would have been sitting at another draw. Unfortunately, that means Wreak Havoc will have to put the pressure on yet again.
And Kazo is going to go towards the red cap point. He's going to try and maybe force a fight here.
Yeah, okay, I like this. I like this. You're going to put cap pressure, and that does expose one of your tanks.
No, he's not. He's going to decide not to do it. Thinking better of trying to cap. Oh, maybe not. A little indecisiveness here. He's trying to decide whether or not he wants to cap. He knows the consequences, and he's measuring them right now. I bet that's the conversation you're hearing right now in TeamSpeak.
I think it needs to be flopped. Invade needs to be the one that will be capping, and then Kazo is the one attacking.
Invade is coming onto that side of the map, so we may see Invade do that, or we may see Kazo and Invade group up and try and catch Train Noob for Paradise and Explosive Brutality by surprise. Invade, though, is a one-hit.
Yeah,
so
that's why it's so sketchy to do that. And at this point, just shove Explosive Brutality in a corner at this. Don't risk it. There's no need to. Let him just go to a corner, keep him alive, know that the Amex 1390s cannot win 2v2
Train
against
Noob, Ray Paradise gets spotted.
Kazo, be careful. Oh my goodness.
He is playing this very risky right now.
Yeah.
And he's going to try and kind of back out, but takes hits.
Yeah, this isn't going to work out. Kazo is going to be blown up here. Just one more shot, and he's going down. Down he goes. Invade will probably not be able to take out 3 tier 8 tanks, and down he will go. Ladies and gentlemen, Nerve will take it in overtime. Battle number 6 on Parkerovka with a score of 3-2. Congratulations to them. They move up in the beta division as second place team behind Sim.